Welcome back, 5th grade. This is Thursday's video for social studies, which means we've made it through a whole week of online learning. I've been so happy to see your guys' faces and to hear you guys and talk on the live stream. I would love to hear some feedback about how this week went for you, whether good or bad. So please just let me know what's been going on in your lives, how this has been going for you, things like that. So we're just gonna jump right in. Tuesday and Wednesday, we talked a lot about explorers and who they were, partly why they were exploring. So one big reason that we talked about with, Newport and Henry Hudson and Columbus was about trying to find a western route to Asia. But we're going to talk about 4 different reasons. I made it into 3 on my thing, but I'll explain that. So I made a little flip book. You guys probably know how to make this, and if not, I can send a quick tutorial, no big deal, on how to make these. But I made a little flip book to help us, and you are more than welcome. Please make one. Show me your creations if you do, or if you have another way that you remember it, please feel free to share it with me because I'd love to see it. So the first reason that you guys probably all already know about is religious freedom. So when the British people from the colonies came over, it was because the reason was because they wanted religious freedom. They wanted to practice Christianity how they wanted to and not be told by the church or by the government how to do it. The Puritans came over for the same reason. People from all over the world have started coming to current day America for that same reason, things like that. And so inside, it's really just saying they wanted to practice religion how they wanted to and not be told to. The second one, which we've talked a lot about, is finding a western route to Asia. So again, they didn't want to come all the way from this area, go all the way around and come here. They did not really think much that there was going to be the Americas here, and so they thought they could just make a quick trip across the Atlantic and get to China, India, and all of the other Asian countries that were there that they did trade with. So they started exploring west to go do that. Instead of going southeast and everything, they decided to just go straight west. And then the third reason that I have here is land and wealth. And the reason was because they wanted to gain more land and more money for their country's power. So essentially, the more land that you have, the more money you can get, the more powerful you are. We see this all throughout history. So for instance, when we talked about Robert de La Salle, we learned that he went all down the Mississippi and claimed the land all across the Mississippi for France. So essentially that was France's land. So France, instead of just being stuck right here and only having power right here, now they had power way over here as well. So people that were over here knew that France had power, even though France itself was not right there. The British did this a lot. The British, the 13 colonies, they did it all throughout the world. There was a huge British Empire in history. And so essentially the significance is the more land that you claim, the more you have people around the world, and the more money you're making and everything, the more power you have across the world. Okay, and so I'll show you my little flip book. I broke this one up into 2 on your worksheet. So land is 1 and wealth is 1, which you'll see on your worksheet. And so I'll show you this now, my little flip book. So I put the 4 reasons, and then I just open it the first time, and when I open it the first time, all of my little definitions are there. And I actually made it where it opens a second time so that I have symbols, so that I can remember. So when if I draw out these symbols, if I remember the symbols and I draw them out, I'll be like, okay, I know I had a cross. Oh, that was for religious freedom because they wanted to be able to practice Christianity how they wanted. And if you open up the second one, I drew a compass because it helps me the most, just being like, okay, they wanted to go west, which is left. You can draw a left arrow, whatever helps you. And then here you can see, you guys know I'm not good at drawing. I attempted to draw the world and I attempted to draw money and then just did the money symbol. So whatever helps you guys the most, but those are the 4 big reasons that we see in the skit that you read on Tuesday and just throughout history in general of why people were exploring. There were 4 really big reasons that we've seen so far in our studies as 5th grade, and that's what they are. So if you guys have any questions, just shoot me a chat, shoot me a text, whatever, and I'll talk to you guys next week. Bye!